Good morning, Rock Prairie kindergartners. This week in social studies, we are going to be learning about the regions in Texas. While you're learning about the regions, I want you to think about which region you would like to live in. And if you did live in that region, what kind of clothes would you wear? After this lesson, you're going to complete an activity where you're going to choose what kind of clothes that you would choose to wear in the region that you would choose to live in. Our first stop on our virtual field trip of Texas is the Mountains and Basins region. The Mountains and Basins region is the most western region of Texas. It is the highest and driest part of Texas. It's right here on the west part of Texas. A basin is a low, bowl-shaped land with higher ground all around it. The basins in this Texas region are mostly deserts. This region has all of Texas's mountains and valleys. The mountains in Texas are part of the Rocky Mountains, which stretch through the western United States from Mexico all the way to Canada. The Texas Rocky Mountains are made up of many small mountain ranges. The Davis Mountains are about in the center of the Mountains and Basins region. The Chijos Mountains are in the south. The Guadalupe Mountains are to the north. Guadalupe Peak is the highest point in Texas at 8,749 feet above sea level. The Chihuahuan Desert is located in this region. Prickly pear cactus grow here. Big Bend National Park is located in a gigantic bend in the Rio Grande River. 99% of the park is desert. Did you know that the largest pterodactyl bone ever discovered was right here in Texas in the Big Bend National Park? It had a wingspan of 51 feet. Wow! This is the city of El Paso. The name is Spanish for the pass. El Paso is the largest city in this region of Texas. Okay, so let's think about that region. Mountains. This region is located in West Texas. It has all the mountains and valleys. It's mostly desert. It has the least amount of rainfall in Texas. El Paso is the biggest city, and Big Bend National Park is located here. Let's learn about another region in Texas. Our second stop on our field trip is the Coastal Plains region. The coastal plains are mostly flat land that lie along the ocean. Coastal plains cover near 1/3 of the state of Texas. This is the piney woods of East Texas with tall trees. It was once the home of the Caddo Indians. Our state bird, the mockingbird, lives here. They got their name from the unique ability to copy or mock other birds. The pecan tree is also found here. It is the state tree of Texas. Weather in the coastal plains is usually mild. That means that winters are short and warm compared to other parts of the country. Summers are long, hot, and humid. There's lots of rivers and lakes in this region, perfect for fishing and water sports. The coastal plains of Texas lie along an ocean. All rivers that flow west drain into the Gulf of Mexico. Many people visit the beaches that lie along Texas. Shipping is a huge industry in this region. Corpus Christi and Houston have huge ports where ships from all over the world visit to load and unload goods. Farming and ranching are important industries in the coastal plains region too. Oil is found in the coastal plains region. These tall structures are called oil derricks. Many people call oil black Texas tea. Many large cities are located in the coastal plains, including Dallas, Austin, and Houston. Although Austin is our state capital, Houston is the state's largest city, and it's also the fourth largest city in the United States. Okay, let's think about that region. It's located in southern and eastern Texas. It's very flat, so it's easy to build large cities like Houston and Dallas and Austin and Corpus Christi. It gets lots of rainfall, it's very hot, has mild winters, and farming and ranching and shipping and oil are the largest industries in this region. Let's learn about another region in Texas. Our third stop on our field trip is the High Plains region. The High Plains region is also known as part of the Great Plains. Most of the Texas Panhandle is here. Land in the High Plains region is higher but more level than in other regions. It's very high in elevation, but still very flat. In the southern part of the High Plains is a landform called the Edwards Plateau. It's very high and flat like a table. The southern and eastern parts have hills though. This area is often called hill country. In the Texas Panhandle is a landform called the Cap Rock Escarpment. This is where the rolling Central Plains meet the high, flat land of the High Plains. In the southern part of the High Plains is another escarpment called the Balcones Escarpment. And you know what? They called it that because it looked like balconies. Palo Duro Canyon is the largest canyon in the U.S. It's also sometimes called the Grand Canyon of Texas. The High Plains region is very dry and has little water supply. Early settlers faced many droughts and sandstorms. However, in the winter, the Panhandle will often get blizzards, a very harsh snowstorm. Ranching is very popular in the High Plains. Flat, grassy land is perfect for raising cattle. What you don't see are armadillos. It's much too cold here. Wheat and cotton are important crops in the High Plains. Wheat can grow in areas with little water. Two major cities in the High Plains are called Lubbock and Amarillo. Both cities grew after railroads were built in Texas. Railroads carried the cattle to markets back east. Today, both Lubbock and Amarillo are home to many different industries, including farming, cattle, ranching, gas, oil, healthcare, and tourism. Okay, let's see what we learned about this region. It has a very high flat land, plateaus, mesas, and canyons. It's very dry with little rain. It's cooler because of its high elevation. Some of its major cities are Amarillo and Lubbock, and they grow cotton and wheat there. And the Caprock Escarpment separates the Great Plains from the Central Plains. Okay, we're going to go to our last region in Texas. It's the Central Plains region. The Central Plains region is the center of Texas. It has a little higher elevation than the Coastal Plains region, rising from 600 feet to about 2,000 feet above sea level. The Central Plains region is a rural area not having a high population. It has warm summers and cool winters, and there's many cattle ranchers here. Rolling hills cover much of the Central Plains in Texas. In many places in the Central Plains, rivers and streams have cut steep-sided hills and valleys into the land, and it's often called the Rolling Hills region. Fort Worth was one of the many stops along the famous cattle drive known as the Chisholm Trail. The Chisholm Trail was started by a Cherokee trader. Cowboys and cowgirls in this region still work on cattle ranches. Many compete at rodeos all around the country. Did you know that after the Civil War, about 1/3 of Texas cowboys were African American or Mexican American, and several were women? Fort Worth is one of the larger cities in Central Plains region. It's known for its stockyards and cowboys. One little critter you might see in the Central Plains is the horned toad. You don't see them often, but if you do, be careful. They are on the threatened animals list. This means this species is very threatened of being extinct. Okay, just to review, this last region was known for its rolling hills, slightly higher than the coastal plains. It has many cattle ranches. It's rural, not very many people. Fort Worth, Abilene, and several military bases are located in those plains in that region. Okay, boys and girls. So this week, your assignment is you are going to think about the region that you would rather live in. And then you're going to complete an assignment and turn it into your teacher. You have two choices. You can print out the activity, or your parents can go online and they can click here and it'll take them directly on the assignments page to the activity that you can do online. So let me show you what, if you choose to print it out, let me show you what it's going to look like. So, Miss Kissel can find it. Okay, here it is. All right, so if you choose to print out the activity, you are going to choose either the boy or the girl. You're going to color your boy or your girl and cut them out, and then you're going to think about what kind of clothes that you would wear if you lived in the region that you chose. You're going to take a picture of it, and then you're going to write 2 to 3 sentences about the region that you chose and send it to your teacher. Boys and girls, we're so proud of all the work that you're doing. We hope you have a great rest of the week.